All right. Thank you, Gio. Calling this meeting in order at 5:59, just a minute early. Notice is hereby given that the Animal Advisory Board of the City of Alpine, Texas will hold a meeting at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, October 10th, 2023. Considering the attached agenda, this notice is posted pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act. Action items approved at this meeting will be considered by the City Council for final action. And I did call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum and we do have a public comment. So you would like to walk up to the little microphone and you have 3 minutes and Gio has the timer.
Okay.
First of all, introduce yourself and say what ward you're in.
Pardon?
If you'll introduce yourself and say what ward you're in.
My name's Ellen Weed. I am in Ward 3. And first I want to thank you all for being part of the board. I know you're well paid to be here. So I've already spoken to a couple of you about an incident that happened on September 16th. It was the day that rained all day in Alpine, and after it stopped raining, I got in my car and I was going to go take pictures of the Alpine Creek for some people who were out of town and send them pictures. On the way there, I saw a large, it looked like a pit bull in the middle of the street, right across on I think it was Lockhart and St. Ross. So anyhow, I did what you're supposed to do. I called animal control. There was no collar. He was loose. Didn't look too friendly. And I posted it on Alpine Friendly Pets. I went to the creek, took my pictures. About 10 minutes later, I'm driving home. I'm passing the police station and the American Legion, and I noticed there was a little girl standing in the street in a puddle with a tiny little puppy dog. And she's yelling, "Stop, stop, stop, help, help me." Tiny little thing, probably 7 years old, I'm guessing. So I pull over on the wrong side of the street, and I roll down my window and I'm like, what's the matter, hon? What's the matter? And she points, and 50 feet away was that same animal. And I'm like, okay, just get in the car. So run around, get in the car. So before I put up my window and I got my phone to dial 911, the dog charged the little girl and her puppy. And it was an unprovoked attack. I just laid on my horn. I didn't know what to do because I was in my car right there. The attack was happening outside of I couldn't even get out of my car to help her. People came out of their houses because of the commotion. And the little girl let go of the leash of her puppy, ran around. She jumped in my car in the back seat, and people came out, chased the dog away from her puppy. When I was able to open up the door, put the puppy in my car, it was limp. From what I understand, it's going to live. It was severely maimed. And yeah, the animal control APD showed up, animal control showed up, and there was a state trooper who showed up. And I stayed thinking someone surely would want a statement as to what happened. I was the only person there that was there for the entire attack, for the entire incident.
Well, that's the 3 minute time frame.
Is that 3 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say 3 minutes are done?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So I obviously have concerns about the incident. It's a dangerous dog. I want to know what happened. How do you find out what happened? I don't want this happening again to anyone. I quit walking my dog. My dogs, I would walk past that house. I am not walking my dogs until I find out what happened why it happened. And just kind of the follow up by the city.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all listening. I have no solution other than maybe more training. I understand the dog was released that same day to its owners. I don't know, everyone I've spoken to are just in disbelief that the dog was released that same day. It's neighbors with a little girl. It lives across the street. I was traumatized. I lost so many nights of sleep. Just hearing that little girl scream and cry. And I just don't want it to happen to anybody else. And you guys, I mean, I just printed the pertinent pages of dangerous dogs and what to do. And you all have done a great job, but my God, that shouldn't happen to anybody ever again.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Good luck. I don't know how the council proceeds from here.
We're gonna set our agenda for next year and keep your eye on the windows, and you'll see when we're gonna be talking about that ordinance.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I'm
Okay.
happy to talk to you soon about what the outcome of that was, if you'd like. I don't know if I can talk about it now, but I think it's.
Gio, can we talk about the outcome?
Best not, since it wasn't posted on the agenda.
All right.
So,
I can swim online.
yeah, can I just give you a call when it's been a little crazy since I've gotten.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I'd love to get your phone number and just have that call. I can call you and let you know, when a good time is, if you want to come up, or we can talk on the phone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so
guys. I
much.
appreciate it.
Thank
Good luck,
you.
you're doing a great job. I appreciate it.
Okay, next agenda item is the approval of minutes of the previous meeting. They were April 11th, 2023. Everybody get to read them? Open for a motion?
I'll motion.
Second. Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All in favor? Say aye, raise your hand and do all of that. No public hearings. Okay, discussion items. We're gonna discuss our fiscal 2022-23 objective cross-dress. And I went ahead and put it inside here. So, you know, we would all remember what we said we were gonna do this year.
Well, thank you.
Okay, and happily, we've done a lot of it. Now, there, I said it, now I can't find it. Okay, what page is it on? What page is it on?
Page
4.
This one?
No, that's the PSAs I done.
Are you talking about exhibit A? 3
I
of 3?
probably
I
am.
think so, registration of dogs and cats.
No, we had a whole objective. Well, I'm putting. Yeah, yes. 4. Yeah, thank you. 1, 2, 3,
There you are.
4. Got it. All right. Okay, we were tasked with the council objectives. One of them was registration dogs and cats that we did attend to. We did look at the animal services fee schedule. And then we did talk about the public service announcements, and they had asked us to do several different public service announcements, including a wildlife one. And we did get most of them. Here it is. Let's look right at it. It's on page 5. Let's see. So the ordinance review is ongoing. Registration and lease compliance, we took care of that. Informational service announcements, we've done several, and I'll talk to those. We have not gotten to the possible utility bill donation project. We kind of studied the possibility, and I think the systems at the city right now are hard to get that done. And then continue wildlife management efforts and explore the possibility of relocation and our mitigation of deer, wild hogs, and other wildlife nuisance populations within the city. That was just a bridge too far.
Start in my yard.
And from
And
her
then-
house have come to my.
And then, yeah,
Do my own eradication.
Yeah.
With a pistol.
and then we, you know, quarterly, I did go before the city council and discuss what all we had done. And as far as what we've done in the PSAs, May 2023, we did the kitten season 1, June 2023, we did city registration. August 2023, we did leash and restrain. And then September 2023, this is our ode to wildlife, we did skunk deterrence. So we kind of hit a few PSAs that we should have. I think the city council this year is going to give us some objectives. Are we still going to continue that, city council?
Well, I hope so.
Okay, but I thought that we'll get to it in item C, but I thought we could also talk about what we all thought we needed to approach. But I wanted to give a report to the committee about what we did and what we did. I mean, we met all this time. I know everybody remembers every single ordinance we discussed. We also went through and kind of cleaned up the ordinance, to get through redundant language and that type of thing. So we did quite a bit this year. Now, the next item is our meeting calendar, and it's color coded this year, so it's very pretty, and you got to print it out on your color printer. Our next meeting, and our color is
Red.
kind of salmon.
I love salmon.
Salmon. Our next meeting, of course, you can see we're going to be on the 10th. I'm sorry, the 9th. I don't know what page this
January.
is.
Yeah.
Y'all can find this pretty page. You can see we're gonna have our next meeting on the 9th. And
What
then,
month are you in?
huh?
What months are you in?
Well, this
January.
is 2023. This starts 20.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of confusing. And then April 9th, 2024, July 9th, 2024. And I better find October 9th somewhere around here, or we were just not living.
That'll be the next fiscal year, so they probably. just-
Oh, that's not in here. Okay, so those are the 3 meetings. Just go ahead and put on your calendar to get prepared. And then after each one of those, I will go to city council and stand up there for all of 2.5 minutes. And sometimes y'all will ask me questions. Yeah, I don't have to just stand up here and give my little report.
No.
So as we get to item number C, we will include those directed by city council. But I thought maybe we could talk about which specific ordinances we wanted to get to, and I'm gonna throw out the first one. Feral cat management has been in place for about a year, 18 months. And we have, we've used it and it's working, but it's long and it has a lot of moving pieces in it, and I think we can simplify it. In addition, I'd like to talk about if we want to do a return to field. And what that is that any cat that comes into the shelter is fixed, inoculated, and then returned to the area where it was picked up rather than killed. This would get the shelter out of trap and kill in a big way. Now, having said that, ponder it. Don't react right now. We're not going to be releasing cats, all over the place. But we do have some support from some national organizations to help us do that, which includes money and town halls. So I'd like to talk about, right now, I'm getting a reaction from everybody. I'm not sure what it is yet. But I'd like to put that as the first thing on the agenda in January to talk about. So ponder that one. The next one I was thinking about is the dangerous dog and the dangerous dog determination. Unprovoked is serious. But that one's been in place for 4 years. And is there something that we really need to kind of tighten up and look at and see if there's some pieces in it that we need to kind of tweak?
I wanna know why the little girl was playing in the street with her puppy.
And in
Where
a
were the
water,
parents?
And
in
then
a water puddle.
That's just my question.
in a weekday, on a school day.
Well,
Hadn't there been an issue at one point with the dangerous dog when somebody kind of got out on a loophole or something like that a while ago?
That's why we addressed it.
Yeah, that's what I
And-
thought.
Yeah. We changed it because of that.
oh, yeah, that one thing. Yeah, we did tighten it up. It was a owner that was provoking the dog. Yeah, and we did change that. This was unprovoked,
But I mean. play the devil's-
According to this woman.
Yeah,
right?
because she didn't see the initial attack. She just kind of assumed that it was unprovoked.
Yeah,
So, I mean, to play the devil's advocate.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Well, and I
kind
hate to do that too,
of- Yeah,
but-
I hate to do it too, but it's.
you know. Amanda has shepherds. Barron's not gonna do anything. She called him down while I was there off an elk. I mean, you know, so he's not gonna go hurt anybody, but people see him and they're scared
That's right.
immediately, and I don't blame him. He's a big old dog. But I don't know. These are that were going in the dollar store. Why didn't the dollar store do something about that? Why is that our place?
There's those dogs that, from that email, those dogs are repeat offenders, and that's why, did you see my response?
Yes, I do.
Is that we really need to make sure that,
Well, you
Things are
need
being
some
taken
kind of
care of.
leeway to go, look, after 3 or 4 times, I don't care if it's tied up in the court system or not, these dogs are not going home. You
Yeah.
aren't taking care of them.
Is that the
That's
same
my opinion.
dogs, two shepherds that?
no, this is a two fit dog.
Oh.
In dollar store. Well, I don't know what our ordinance say. I don't know if we have the right to do that.
It does not say that we can take the dogs after a certain amount of time. But if they're not getting actually punished with the court system, or being forced to pay fines, or even, you know, getting their license revoked, or all those things aren't happening, then what's stopping them from
This
keeping?
is why little kids keep getting in trouble. Nobody says no.
So increasing fees, I mean, maybe that will help some, but it's still what happens in here after.
I know.
And I can't speak to that because I don't come every time to see what the outcomes are to some of those cases. But I would assume that when we put a file this big in front of a judge that's regarding running at large, that's something that people are being held accountable. I just don't know.
And how long has this been sitting in that court?
I
These
don't know.
Cases.
That we've been dealing with this particular person for at least a couple of years.
Really?
And if we need to beef up the ordinances to give animal control more rights to do something,
I don't see anything wrong
I
with that. I
mean,
mean,
humans have 3 strikes. I mean, why can't, dogs have 3 strikes?
because it's the humans letting the dogs have the 3 strikes.
well, and they haven't had their day in court either.
Well, how do they keep getting out of their yards? I have 2 dogs. Only one time since we've lived here in 12 years did one get out. My daughter's dog opened the gate and my dog followed her out and they were going back behind, but they came back. I mean, I saw them doing
We
it.
don't have the most well-built fences all over town either.
Well, but you fix your fence.
Then you don't get a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my
mine
another
too.
opinion. If you can't keep a
Well-
dog in, don't get it.
I
we
will
did.
tell you all this, the Humane Society, we offered,
Help with the fences, right?
well, we had someone, a male, employee at the time that could do that kind of work, and we had the money to
A
buy
system,
latch
maybe
or
not.
buy
yeah.
a piece of fencing or whatever, and offered it to multiple people on social media, in person. Nobody ever took us up with that, on that. Now, we don't have a person that can work on fences or money to buy materials at this moment in time. But when we did, not one person
Person
took
was
us up on it.
interested.
Jump on that.
We did a PSA the first year I was on this board about fence fixing and, making sure if you need something, and we were using the Humane Society
Mhm.
and everybody thought the city was gonna come fix their fences.
I remember that.
Cause this
Yeah.
is the welfare city.
Yeah,
If this
because
is
it
being
was like,
problem,
no,
Or is this should they let them out? They will let.
This one in
We'll let
particular
Tally out
is,
because-
I believe, is a fencing problem. Yeah.
well, that's one to get on our agenda. I mean,
I agree. It's
to
a huge
look at.
discussion, cause I
And-
see them running too, people put them on all the time, and I understand some of them, it's lightning and thunder, because I had a cocker and she would have run till she was dead, scared to death. The palm just slept through it. Penny's gonna have a stroke someday. She won't even be able to run. But it scares them, and I get that. But when it's like this and there is nothing and they're running.
Yeah.
Fix your
That
fence.
particular set of dogs actually came into this office. And the judge was in here at the
Really?
time and saw the dogs in here.
And he's got a policy citation. Exhibit 1.
Exhibit 1.
We're here for our case.
I can't remember who the judge, I don't know if it was our current judge right now. I think it was the previous.
Well, we are gonna look at this one. Are we interested in looking at dangerous dog a little closer and take it just one more pass through it and see if there's anything we want to tighten
I
up?
don't think we've heard it all.
Okay. All right. What other ones? Are there other ones that anybody has a burning desire to go spend time in? And Jennifer, I always look at you because you're the one
Yeah,
that's
I mean, I
enforcing.
really do need to take the time now that we're into our next fiscal year and I can kind of focus, redirect on other things, maybe you sitting down and really reading through these. And seeing if there's any that we need to add, just to tighten up or.
Or any sections that we just haven't hit in a long, long time that we
Right,
need
and
to,
there are some on here. that are
Yeah.
just, some that we don't use that often, or, ones that maybe are just out of date
And I
in
think
their verbiage.
the one thing that would tie into what we were just talking about is the registration and leash compliance.
Yeah,
Um,
well, we did just spend time in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but those can tools, enforcement tools.
right. Well, and registration is voluntary. They have to come to the shelter to do it. If you find one without registration, then you do, fine them. But we've always talked about front loading registration somehow, and Dr. Mary isn't here to protect herself, but at the vet offices in many cities, that's what happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can tell you that the renewal letters that I'm sending now are working.
Oh,
We're
good.
getting at least 50%,
That's
maybe
good.
more every month coming back in and getting it done. They just need the reminder.
yeah,
And it's really easy for me to just go on the computer, print that, print
Mhm.
their information out and send them a letter that's already pre-written out. I just changed the dear so-and-so name and
that's much,
fluffy.
yeah,
fluffy.
much better compliance
Yeah.
than we've ever had, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I would love to see more. I know that we've done PSAs in the past on it, but that might be another to look into, is just making sure that people are aware that that's an ordinance again. And the microchipping, we haven't done microchipping
haven't.
as much as we have in the past this year.
So it's time for a PSA on that too. What other PSAs anybody think is out there? I liked my skunk deterrent one. I thought it was really cool. Did you get less skunks after that?
No,
Oh,
I've seen so many skunks, well, mostly dead.
it's just the season we see a lot.
Mostly dead.
Mostly dead on the side of the road, yeah. Not seen-
It's population.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I smelt a lot of skunks inside.
Any other PSAs that y'all think are needed?
I don't know if this is a little out of the lane, but I know there's been some questions, because, me work for USDA. I've had people come and ask me about livestock, and as far as I know, you need to get a special permit
Mhm.
in order to get that for livestock within city limits. Not a lot of people know that.
Okay,
Maybe do a little.
Yep.
PSA.
What's
Yeah.
considered livestock, chickens, duck? No,
Yeah, large and small animal. Yeah, so the chicken permits and the goat permits are a lot easier to get than, say, the horse permits. And usually a horse doesn't last long on a property without us finding out. It's those chickens and smaller animals that we can't find. I did I think it was a couple of years ago, did you know on Facebook, and we had like 30 people show up for chicken permits.
Wow.
oh, whoa,
It was a crazy month of permits.
That had a lot of
well,
people.
maybe
come
you
ask.
need to do that again.
Yeah. I might need to do
There
it,
you
just
go.
kind of prepare
You got all the
myself
time in
for
the world.
Yeah.
yeah,
Refresh from your vacation.
what about a spay neuter PSA?
We-
Just a reminder,
we do 'em.
not running and the
yeah,
aggression and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, I get 30 seconds. No, I get 60. I get 60 seconds. I get a lot of words in 60 seconds. but, yeah, spay neuter is a good one, and I'm gonna have to ask, we don't have any support for spay neuter for people who can't pay. What is the message there now? from the Humane Society? Call, pray,
Yeah, right now, we're out of
Right, then
funds
call.
to support people,
okay.
to help them with surgeries, which
I've been telling people that Fix West Texas is only 2.5 hours away.
I've been telling them that too.
Where's that, Odessa?
Midland. Yeah. So,
And I
Cause
think
Shelley
they were
gets her
doing,
heartworm stuff from those people they got a husky, it's really cheap.
it is cheap and they do,
Penny
they do
Lane's name on that.
cats at $75 a piece, but they gotta go 2.5 hours in a car or 5 hours round trip. Yeah, I mean, I'll give the message, but that's always the next question. You know, is there any financial support?
yeah,
Any grants coming your way?
not at this point.
Goodness,
No.
there's so many good grants out there for spay neuter. Have y'all ever applied to any of them?
I haven't been the grant person.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Right now, I'm doing fundraiser after fundraiser to
I've
try
seen
and
that.
get our operating costs and vet bills paid.
Okay,
Now, if we could get some of the vet bills paid, then we could start helping
okay.
people again.
Well, I have 3 grants right now. I mean, grants are out there for that. If somebody will just do some writing for you, they're not hard. You know, you just kind of have to pull your shit together a little bit.
Yeah, I had that problem.
All right, so spay neuter, any other PSAs?
The only other thing I can think of is like, because we're talking about the fees.
Yes,
If we could do like a registered fee versus non-registered fee, and just let them know that you're actually saving money by getting your pets registered. Instead of saying, oh. my
and the
dog's
same
coming.
with spay neuter, there's a change in fee on
Change
that.
in fee.
And how do we get the information out to everybody?
An airplane that drops flyers.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Because not everybody
They
is
could
on
do the two
Facebook,
pit
which is,
bulls, they seem
Well,
to
the
go everywhere.
PSA on the radio.
So
is done real
they
well.
make it to the
Yeah.
dollar store.
but not everybody listens to the radio.
Take one.
I'm thinking just coming from the food pantry, you could put flyers out on the table there when you have something, you know, that talks about registration or whatever. Because I would bet half the people that come there do not pay any attention. They're older like me, but they don't pay any attention to Facebook. And to me, Facebook's like the gossip thing that you used to have years ago when I was a kid, the party line phone thing, but you know, that's a
Yeah, but you had to be quiet then.
Oh,
Yeah,
Now you
yeah.
just have to.
Well, and I've asked Fix West Texas to come down and do a vaccine clinic for us. And that's a perfect place to put a bunch of flyers out at the Sunshine House,
okay.
for the
Centrally
Sunshine.
located.
Yeah, and on a Saturday, right across from Porter's. Gosh, we could get a lot of people there. But to the Facebook radio thing, the radio thing gets the people that aren't on Facebook. And I will have more people say, oh, I heard you on the radio than I've ever said, oh, I read your Facebook post.
I hear a lot of, I heard it on the radio. I have XM, so I don't listen to anything local.
Don't either.
I don't when my XM's working, but
Have they agreed to come?
They have not, but if you'd like to urge them, I would love you to do that. No, I asked her specifically for November. And she gave me her calendar and they're gonna be in Fort Stockton. And when 2 days, I'm writing her another one to say, November, I won't be here. Talk to Carrie to get get all of that. I put you on there too. So maybe they'll come and do it, but I don't know. I don't know how, they seem to be spreading themselves thin. I'm kind of concerned because there's always something on the television about something they're leading. They've got their vaccine clinic all over West Texas. They did a bunch of Sanderson cats. They had 21 Sanderson cats. So
Mhm.
are they going to be able to sustain? But I'd love them to just come down here and do a vaccine clinic. And then foster information, spay neuter, registration, Jennifer would be there to do registration.
We
Jennifer,
could do registration, we could do microchipping.
yeah. Now, Mary used to do it. When she heard that we were considering it, she asked me about it and I said, would you want to do it? No. So, she's just spread so thin too. And that was the only thing I was like, Mary used to do it and we could do it at Sunshine House certainly help, the Sunshine House clients, but also the public, and right there across from Porter's is a good location. So that's in the works. What other PSAs? Think out the box. There's 12 months in a year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5.
Like 7 ago.
Go and look and see it,
Getting
the
season-
previous ones that I've done too.
Snake awareness?
Well, that would be
Together
where I
for
was.
summer.
I would say, make sure you have a cat, then you have no rodents, you won't have any snakes, and get the cat fixed. What do you think, Lauren? You're quiet.
Yeah. I had a juvenile black-tailed rattlesnake that my cats dispatched for me
Okay,
on my front sidewalk.
That's a good incentive to buy a cat right there.
we used to have the snake guy come out and, help with the
Terrorize
dogs. Yeah, to get the dogs to not go after the snakes.
Well, I talked to someone today out of
Uh-huh.
Abilene, and we're wanting to put together a rattlesnake clinic for dogs in November.
Okay,
And then kind of trying to, haven't had a chance to talk to Mary about it, but tying in maybe a rattlesnake vaccine that
Oh.
day. Yeah.
Well,
Do they have the rattlesnake vaccine?
they
Yes.
do.
Yes.
Was it like $50?
I think so. It's
That won't give it to Penny. He said by the time they bite her and I drive her out there, she'll be dead.
It's just like that big. So
You know, he
Two
moved
shots,
closer to
you have
where
to
you
get a
live. though.
booster a month
You
later.
know, he moved closer to where you live,
Oh,
so you didn't have to go all the way into the office.
that's true.
Any other PSAs, Jennifer? You're over there
This
looking
is
at your
my-
list. Well, there has to be a kitten season one, because
Yeah,
there
this
just
is-
does.
A list of the ones that are posted already on there, so we won't really have to.
Okay,
Did you
Read.
see why the little kittens we sent? We're dying to know about them. I was catching 2 of them in a trap at the same time.
that's okay. You
I
get
mean,
them
me
fixed
and
like
Ross
that.
Skelton are trappers.
I'm trying to remember which kittens were your kittens.
There was one black one. See, none of them were this guy's cats that I have, this big yellow cat. Gray mama. Well, anyway.
You're
we
either
did not
there or
want
they're
him
not.
To live it, and
Yeah.
I kept saying 1203 North 7th, and they
Mhm.
go, well, that didn't show on the phone. No, because this is the Skelton's cat. This is not my house. This is not my land.
Why don't we do Oh Dear again? That's a good one.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Deer's trapped in fences lately.
yeah.
times. Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, we haven't been called out for a
The
while.
deer, that's my area. They're not around. I haven't seen them in a while.
Well, they're back by me because the oak tree in my neighbor's yard is dropping acorns everywhere.
Yeah, they're gonna come back down.
Tips for
They're on their-
rehoming your pets?
Tips on what?
Rehoming your pets?
It's
Oh, I
about
can't
what
even
to
think
look
about
at
it.
before you get a pet.
That's even
That's a
better.
good one too.
Yeah, we'll tie that
But that's
into,
giving me ideas.
First, check your fence.
Yeah, good this before you get this
how
cat.
about responsible
dog.
pet ownership?
There you go.
Yeah. I hope I can read that note okay, now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know what that, 9. So we did pretty good.
Yeah.
We leave us,
Well,
but
what about one for the 333 rule when you adopt a
I
pet?
like that.
That's a good
What is
one.
that?
what is that?
Well,
Three.
the first, you give the animal
Oh,
3 days to kind of get used to it. Then 3 weeks, the animal has gotten kind of used to your routine. And then within 3 months, they should have blended into your family. Because people will adopt a pet and take them home. And the pet is either afraid of their dog or afraid of the kid or just spooky or something. And then they turn right around and take them back and throw them back in the shelter because they weren't perfect.
yeah. We could do that, adoption. Give them 3 days, 3 weeks, and 3 months. And actually, I think Jennifer, we used to say to Grand Companions, but we always said you got to let this dog or cat decompress for at least 4 days before you start to see their true personality.
Right.
I've been waiting 12 years for my one that we picked up. And for a video to go into the kitchen. She has never gone into our kitchen, which is like a kind of a U, because it's got tile floor.
Bless her
She's
heart.
never been in. You could put a whole chicken on the floor and she would stand there and drool, not go to get.
How old is she?
She's about
That's a good
10,
thing.
Yeah.
10, I think.
Well, something happened on the car.
Oh, it's not to worry, the second one, the one that we picked the reason I said I can't ever foster is the one that was clinging to the fence we got right before Christmas that time, that little, same kind of dog. I thought she'll be just like, that one would go get it for her. So I bring it to her. They'd share.
All right, so now we got 10.
All right.
That's a pretty good start.
Oh, yeah.
Any other burning desires of things we should tackle for next year?
I'm looking through this. We've crossed out a lot.
Yes, we did. We cleaned it up a lot.
Do we have one that's got the updates in it?
Oh, yeah, it's online though.
Oh, it's online, okay.
Yeah. You can always get online and look at all of the update. Gio, you do that every quarter, right? You get them online?
Yes, the ordinances are online, and then the few that you passed, the two that you passed this last year are in the packet as well.
Okay, but our online is current.
Yes, the online is current with the animal ordinances.
Thank you.
And it's appendix C out there too?
No, it would be chapter, it's the one called animals. Let me see.
Appendix C, animal services fees.
Chapter 10 animal.
Yes.
So that one is just the appendix for the fees. Animals is chapter 10 in our code of ordinances.
And then the fees are not online. is what
The
you're
fees
saying.
are not in the ordinances, but they are online at cityofalpine.com/fees.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I was kind of curious, there's a memory sweep of what we changed.
Well, I asked him to show the ones that, show our markup
Right.
Yeah. and then the rest of it. And I go out there, I know Jennifer does too, but I'll go out there pretty regularly because you can do search and real easy to look up stuff. When I started on this board, it was all written and we nearly killed ourselves. And at first we wanted to change all of the language so that it was more natural language, and we stopped that craziness. So I now know how to talk ordinance. Okay, any board member comments? Anybody want to add anything, subtract anything? Add anything, subtract anything?
I think we're good. I think it's a good, we've got Jennifer's input. Without that, this
Yeah.
all wouldn't happen,
That's exactly
I
right.
mean, we'd be just floundering around.
And
Be just fine. I'm sure. Figure it out. Yeah, because we've got it all in writing. We can-
all right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second.
All right, we're adjourned.